What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. They just dropped the first, I think this is the first trailer for the live action Lilo.
I mean,
is it?
If you're not
There's
counting
been
that little teaser.
Yeah, there's been like teases and
But
stuff leading up to this, but
Stitch.
this is like the first actual trailer that we have, and it's for the Lilo and Stitch live action movie. Obviously, before we get into this, if you are new here and you like this type of content, please do us a favor, like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. It's completely free, and it would be greatly appreciated. But I mean, this has been very interesting. It seems like now all of a sudden these studios are starting to make like live action interpretations of like properties that aren't like that old. Like, I get making a Little Mermaid live action, a Beauty and the Beast live action, but
I mean,
like,
I think it's just a ploy at, trying to take advantage of, not take advantage, but just utilize the fact that there is a portion of the audience out there of these companies that doesn't really watch their stuff because it's animated, and maybe
that's
they could
another
get more
thing.
eyes and stuff just from simply making it live action. I feel like their thought process is, hey, if it's successful in animation, it's gotta be successful in live action, right, guys?
Well, that's
right?
the thing. I don't know if the animated movie for Lilo and Stitch was like a huge success financially. I don't even know. I don't know if it was in theaters.
I mean, I don't even know how you
no
calculate that, really, because it was like
that's what I'm saying.
mostly
Was it
Disney
in
Channel stuff,
yeah,
and like one little movies. I don't really even know how you calculate that, but I'm pretty sure they see it as pretty successful if they're making this live action remake, and I think they think it's successful too. I mean, they probably got Lilo and Stitch toys flying off shelves
the design year, when it was first shown, loved it, absolutely adorable, and I cannot wait to see what we're in store. I'm curious to see how close they stick to that original film, and like, I don't know if like Bubbles is in here. I remember that being like a whole controversy. I don't know if he's in here, and if like Pleakley and like all that, like if they're touching the outer space stuff. I wonder if they're touching the 626. But Dean Fleischer Camp is doing this. He made Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which was my favorite animated film of 2022. Hopefully he delivers again, and I hope this is a project that's more out of passion rather than just, I got Oscar nominated, so here's a blank check. I hope it's less to do with the money and more to do with, we can do this. Like, actually,
I mean,
give this some soul. And
there's any telling sign of this movie, it's the fact that we have like the opposite of an ugly Sonic situation with Stitch here.
That's very true. They stayed like, very true to the Stitch design.
It's like, don't change it. Don't change it. Yeah. Don't change it.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. We'll talk more afterwards. So yeah, without further ado, let's react to this trailer for Lilo and Stitch. Just immediately. Oh
wow.
Oh
wow.
He escaped.
He's trying to
I really like the way this looks already.
He took the red one. What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
Is Jumbo gonna be here? Or I forget his name, I think. Oh, look at Nani and Lilo.
Like a best friend.
Oh. That's a big house.
What the hell?
I love the music.
Me too.
Oh, he turned himself into a dog like the movie.
Fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Down from there.
Look like an angel.
Okay, I like that they're really using Stitch to market it.
Hey, what are you doing? No, dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Is that David?
Rough.
Oh, his alien
This
form.
looks so fun.
Not keeping this.
Dude.
That looked like a shot from like Marcel the Shell.
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good.
Aww.
That was close. I don't think you're able to drink that.
He can drink it. He can drink it. He's indestructible.
Right.
Agent Cobra Bubbles. We have a blue dog.
Oh, he's playing. Oh, there's Pleakley. Is Billy Magnuson playing Pleakley? Like,
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
this looks
I
so
loved
wholesome. I love how much they're playing into like Stitch, like how much
Me
they're,
too.
like, leaning into like his
That makes
recklessness.
We'll talk.
All right, everyone, that was the trailer for the live-action Lilo and Stitch, and for the most part, it seems like they're just doing the original movie.
Which I can't complain about, and which
No,
which
that's
most people
good.
Probably
That's
assume
good.
too.
I think that's a
Assume so,
good
yeah.
thing. I
Obviously with some more Stitch though.
and no, Stitch is quite a big part of.
I know he's a big part of the first one, but like this one seems like it's like really leaning into it. Like
Well,
I don't know as much as I was just a kid watching the first one and just thought Stitch was cool and didn't really care about like marketing and shit like that. Now that I'm 23, I'm like thinking about marketing and all that shit. But I really like that they're leaning into Stitch heavy because it feels like such a live action. Like that's what you would do, especially Disney. Like
yeah,
you got to think about all the stuff they have, like in terms of Disney Plus merchandise, their theme parks and stuff like that. You really lean into something like Stitch. You could really get some stuff flying off the shelf. You could really sell a lot of Stitch stuff.
You know,
I love this.
Part of this is to get a new audience and a new generation that did not grow up with Lilo and Stitch actually interested in Lilo and Stitch. And I mean, for the most part, I don't know why they needed to recast Bubbles. Like, Ving Rhames is like, he looks
they could have just used Ving Rhames.
Big and brolic, and like
they could have just used him.
And he's a phenomenal actor, so it's like, and I'm sure he would.
Maybe it's a thing of, bro, that was casted as Bubbles. Maybe he's just so good. Maybe in the auditions he was just like, damn, that's Bubbles. Damn. I
think I've seen him and stuff. And is Billy Magnuson playing Pleakley, or was Pleakley just like in that shape, in that human form?
I mean, I feel like he could be. When it opened up with like all the different aliens and stuff, I was like, we're actually gonna get Pleakley. Like we're actually gonna see him when it opened up with all the different aliens. So I assume he'll be in here. And that scene probably tells you that.
No, he's in here, but I'm saying if he's just taking on a human form, or if Billy Magnuson is actually playing the character Pleakley too, like voicing the character Pleakley.
I mean, I would have to go back through the trailer. I don't know what it was that turned him into Pleakley in the trailer, like what device or whatever.
Hold on, let me look.
If there was one, but if that is the case, then yeah, you could assume that he probably is taking on a human form. But yeah, I would say it's probably in the casting info too. It's probably pretty safe to assume that Billy Magnuson is playing him. And honestly, I could see the casting there too. This trailer kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this trailer. It was so
wholesome.
It's super wholesome. Nothing about it like is giving me like
he is playing.
There's just some, like I said, it's probably
Zach Galifianakis is playing Jumba. Yeah, we didn't see Jumba in here.
We didn't. There's certain like Disney remakes, and not even just Disney, but like live action remakes, and like just certain stuff where, you know, you'll be like, oh, it looks good, but there's always one thing or something in the trailer where it feels commercial, or it feels like wonky CGI, or it feels like bad casting. Here, I'm getting like none of that. If I'm being honest, it's almost making me feel like a kid watching Lilo and Stitch.
That's the thing, is
like
Gene
it's giving
Fleischer,
me such like.
Let me glaze the let me glaze the DFC. Let me glaze him real quick, because Marcel the Shell with shoes on did something to me that I didn't even know it could do to me still, which is genuinely make me feel like I was like 5 years old. It genuinely gave me such a sense of wonder and like wholesomeness and cuteness, and it had so much heart. And it's like his talents for Lilo and Stitch is like perfect. That is a perfect pairing. Now, as I said before we react to the trailer, I do hope this project is more out of passion rather than just the paycheck. And if I'm judging from the trailer, obviously, it looks very faithful. It looks very wholesome. It looks like it has a beating heart. I'm curious if they're gonna change the Ohana means family, because in the trailer, Stitch is like trying to say family or whatever. And so will he just say family in the end instead of Ohana? I'm curious if that's a thing.
The phrase.
But like also
it's pretty important too.
Pretty big house. Nani and Lilo live in to be
bro, I'm not gonna lie, I used to think the same thing when I was a kid. They were living on like a fire beach. I used to be like,
but it was I
mean, it's in Hawaii, so like it's like half of the houses are probably like that because it's in Hawaii on islands. Half the houses are probably like that. But I just always remember when I was a kid, I was always like infatuated with that. I would always be like, damn, I wish I was living like Lilo right now.
Yeah, I'm curious how much they'll dive into like the tragedy with like their Lilo's mom, and like I wonder if where Nani is at this point. Like, is she like this is the area that like becomes kind of sensitive once you start bringing things into live action. Is now you have a portion of the audience who are like straight up adults who are going to see this movie. And so will you touch on more adult things? Will you touch on Nani's financial struggles, or will it kind of, play it for kids, straightforward? She's struggling, but it's not a topic that is dove in too much, and we're pretty much focused.
Dude, if I was a kid watching this trailer, I'd be so in.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I mean, this made me happy as someone who like, obviously, Lilo and Stitch is not the greatest thing ever created to me, but it holds such a specific moment in my like childhood, and the shows and just Disney around that era was just so iconic. And it seems like they're staying very faithful. Trailer starts out with the whole 626 alien stuff.
I love that they're not shying away from any of that. Like,
yeah,
I feel like there's an era. The 2010s. 2010s. I feel like there's an era that would have did this movie and taken it to way too realistic ground.
Yeah.
Like,
let's make him crash land on Earth and be so rip everything to shreds and kill some people at first.
There is a place, there's an era where this could have been not the
edgy.
Way that this trailer opened up. Like when this trailer opened up, I was like, oh, like they're really doing like Lilo with Stitch. Like I didn't think that they were gonna really have.
They even had him going to like. They even put the sequence of him trying to replicate himself as a dog. Like they're like, it seems like Dean Fleischer Camp sat down and was like, we're playing this shit 75 times.
The little shot of him, like skirting his butt on the floor, literally looks like a shot from Marcel the Shell. Like it's so like free camera, like we just caught him doing it. Like he's just out of nowhere, like just rubbing his butt on the floor. I can't wait though. Like this looks, dude, this is a good trailer. Like it looks so fun. There's nothing in this trailer I'm not feeling. Lilo is the cutest fucking thing in the world. Like I'm loving her. I'm already loving her little relationship with Stitch. Like that last little scene where she's like, "Don't do it. Like don't do it, Stitch." I'm already loving it.
Actually,
Stitch is literally
that
perfect.
Guy David. That guy.
Stitch is perfect. Stitch is perfect, down to the last minute detail.
I think he was.
You got the same voice actor doing Stitch, and his design is impeccable. Even when he's like on the planet and like he has his all his arms and like he's in the little suit and like his antennas and stuff. It's like, bro, like you can like it looks just like it. Like it's crazy.
It does.
I love it. It looks so good. I love it. It looks fun. It looks like it could have some, some deep thematic elements maybe. And I am pleasantly surprised.
Me too. Me too.
When a lot of times when I see these trailers a lot like Snow White, there's these live action remakes and there's something.
It feels so commercial. It feels so committee. Directed by committee.
The Gummy Dwarfs, for example. The Gummy Dwarfs, or Trolley Dwarfs, for example.
Yeah.
That's one thing where I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, oh, I can feel that sense of magic and wonder of the Snow White movie, the original and stuff like that. But then there's always something. There's always something that's like, But here I'm just like I'm like, everything here that I'm seeing looks great. I am pleasantly surprised. Day one.
I very much agree. I cannot wait to see this as a huge Lilo and Stitch fan and a DFC meat rider.
I have my Stitch plushie.
I will be glazing him. Just to see his career is crazy. It really shows that like anything. It reminds me of like a David F. Sandberg situation. Just starting out making shorts on YouTube. You get something greenlit, and now you're directing a Shazam, or in this case, a Lilo and Stitch, and that is just so special and inspiring. And I genuinely, truly hope this is like a certified banger. And like,
I hope this spawns more Lilo and Stitch stuff too, because like you were saying earlier, you were like
it introduced a whole new generation to Lilo.
Yeah, introduce a whole new
the franchise.
When you said that, I was thinking in my head, I was like, why don't they have like a new Lilo and
new show?
It's like they have I'm gonna get mad because it's like they have like they made Disney Plus. It's like they made Disney Plus to fail. It's weird. It's like you make a streaming platform and you're supposed to put streaming stuff on it. You're putting all the stuff nobody wants to see on it. Like, I'm sorry, you need to find a bunch of stuff to put on streaming. How about a new Lilo and Stitch show? Crazy, right? It's crazy how like there hasn't been anything Lilo and Stitch related in a while. You could probably use a new show to lead into your live action movie that you want to do. But
yeah,
no,
I mean, we have this
thinking a little bit too hard.
We have How to Train Your Dragon. It seems like these studios are really not capturing, but trying to take these properties that were, very valuable 20, 15, 10 years ago. And now that a whole new generation is born, or at least like a whole new generation has reached the age where they can now be re-exposed to those franchises and try to get back on that. And it seems like, obviously some of these studios are going to do it extremely unethically and like without any form of passion or sincerity. And
isn't Lin-Manuel on this too?
I don't think so.
Is he not?
No.
What am I? Oh, I'm thinking of the live action Moana.
Yeah, but this looks good. You guys tell us in the comments below. What did you think about this trailer? How excited are you for the live action Lilo and Stitch movie? Do you love the animated movie? Anything related to this, drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love discussing with you guys. And if you made it this far and you haven't, please do us a favor. Like the video, subscribe, click that bell, all three. It's completely free, and we would greatly appreciate that. But other than that, it's been your boy Keezy.
Me boy Kills.
And hopefully we see you all in the next one.